Hey guys, so it's been a little while since I made a video, and I'll be honest, I haven't really had much time to do a whole lot of video making, but anyway, just found an opportunity. Wanted to say happy Memorial Day to everybody. Not the usual Memorial Day here in Texas. I don't know if y'all have been watching the news, but it has been raining for about 2 weeks straight. And just does not seem to stop. Kind of been making me think that maybe I should have bought a boat. I don't know. Or maybe find a way to put some pontoons underneath my RV. I'm not sure exactly what the plan is, but it's raining a lot. Lakes are full, and I would love to be at one of those lakes right now. But I'm here at the house, still at my friend's house. Not much has changed since the last video. I have not had much opportunity to work on the rig very much. A couple things have come up. One thing in particular, I was given an opportunity, unreal opportunity like I've never had before, to take a trip. And sadly, I was this trip that I didn't get to use the RV for. But a friend of mine, my best friend in the world actually, took me on a cruise. And it's just one of those things. It's like, everybody's done it and whatever else, blah blah blah. That's the sort of thing I never thought I would ever do. Not that I wasn't interested. I was always interested, but I'm telling y'all, it's been 2 weeks and it just hadn't stopped. But anyway, I hope that doesn't mess up the sound of the video too much, but kind of enjoying watching the rain from the garage where it's nice and dry. But anyway, cruises are just something that, taking the time off, spending the money for the trip, everything else, I mean, dream come true, but just, not really something I actually had planned on doing, and really just didn't see it happening, didn't see it in the cards. But now that I've done it, I'm here to tell you, I enjoy that very much. The entire experience was awesome. We're talking about a kid I have never seen the ocean before. I have never been out of the country really before. I mean, I've crossed the border into Mexico and come right back. I mean, but to actually, visit other places and see things. I mean, it was a short cruise, 7 nights, visited 3 places, and outstanding. Just everything about it was awesome. Cannot wait to do it again. I will do it again. I didn't take really any video footage. I had just bought this new camera before I took the trip, and I kind of wanted to try out the camera, but when you're in the moment and doing everything, it just, I don't know, it just didn't seem like I wanted to be documenting or looking at a screen or whatever else. I just really wanted to take it all in. And there were some pictures taken. I'll probably share all that stuff eventually. Once I get it all on one device, I mean, I've got pictures on my phone, my friend's phone, this camera. So kind of got to get everything in one location before I do any sharing. But at any rate, that trip was a awesome experience, and learned a little about myself. Mostly, I am a traveler. I really get excited about it. I was just like a kid at Christmas the entire week, the entire time. Actually, weeks leading up to the trip, I was a little anxious and a little excited. Once the day came that we were actually driving down to Galveston to get on that boat, I couldn't sleep. I was just so excited. Couldn't help myself. Could not help it. I was in it all the way. Awesome. But anyway, as far as everything's going with the RV, the rig, haven't gotten much done for a couple reasons. One, I did want to have some money for the trip in case things came up, so I was really tight on my money, and I hadn't quite crossed a year anniversary at my job, so as it turns out, I was not able to use my vacation time. So now that I'm back from the trip, I'm really spoiled. I'm used to receiving a paycheck every week, and well, I didn't work any hours last week. I was out of the country. So, just no paycheck this week, and I'm just trying to be frugal, hold on to money. So things that I need to start doing with the rig are just going to be postponed a week or two. I finally decided on insurance for the rig. I've got the new tires put on. Didn't record a video for that because, it would have been a video of me sitting at NTB waiting for the tires. Come to find out, something about the Dolphin motorhomes that if you're considering buying one thing I will share with you. The tire size on the Dolphins is actually getting to be kind of hard to find. The RV actually has 14-inch tires. Now, 14-inch tires are still rather common for small cars, but when you're talking about a tire that's suited for a small truck or an SUV, 14-inch is pretty hard to find. And I didn't want to have to try to shop around and find more rims and change the tire size, which would also, affect the speedometer and the odometer. It was too much hassle. And plus with the fact that it's a dually, I probably could have shopped around a little bit, found the rims, everything else, but then I would have just increased the cost. The guys at NTB were very helpful. We ended up having to get the tires from Ohio. Of course, I needed to buy 6 because I have the dually. But it was really reasonable. Of course, they didn't charge me anything or whatever to have those tires shipped. It did take 10 days, though, to get them in the store and set up the installation and everything else. But you know what? When I was shopping around for tires and driving around, there was a couple places I mentioned that I was getting tires for an RV, and before I even told them the tire size, places were just, oh, no, we don't do that. We don't work on RVs. And I was like, have you seen this thing? You've got a Suburban in here right now that's almost the size of my RV. But regardless, I want to throw a little shout out to NTB. They were awesome. Salespeople there did exactly what they said they were going to do. Also checked out a couple other things. Really not a whole lot needed to be done, but replaced my wiper blades, little things like that. So I was really, really happy with that whole experience. Now that I have the tires, we're ready for the next step. The next step is going to be inspection. The Texas State inspection has changed a little bit this year. Now they're not doing individual stickers. Before, we always used to have 2 different decals on the windshield. One for inspection, one for state registration. They've now this year changed it to where there will only be 1 sticker. You cannot register a vehicle until the vehicle has passed inspection. You have to be able to bring that paperwork along with your insurance and title, everything else, in order to get a vehicle registered. So partially due to money and partially just due to the fact that I'm usually working weekdays, not all of that has happened. Tomorrow being Tuesday, I'm off tomorrow. I'm hoping to get the inspection done. I even think, weather permitting, I should be able to get that done regardless. Once the inspection is done, then I'm going to wait until after I get my next paycheck, go down and get all the registration done. Once that's done, then we can start getting a little more serious with the renovations, because at that point, I'll finally be able to drive it around legally. I'll be able to record, an actual driving video. I know, you guys didn't subscribe to the channel, listen to me talk all the time. You want to see the RV in action. I get it. I want to see the RV in action. I want to start driving around. and getting things done. So the videos will be getting a little bit more interesting. So yeah, gotta do a driving video. May record driving to the inspection tomorrow. I don't know, depending on what the weather's looking like and everything else. If it is stormy and everything else like it is today, I probably won't be recording just because I'm going to want to focus on the road. Not really worried about the RV, but around here, you learn to worry about the other drivers because it doesn't rain enough in Texas for them to know what they're doing when the roads get wet. Don't know why, but ask anybody from Texas, they'll tell you. When the roads get wet, people turn into idiots. It just happens. Sorry, I love the state of Texas and I love all the people in it, but whew. Anyway, record a driving video and start putting something together now that I have a decent camera. Hopefully, come up with some kind of intro or something like that. I've been thinking of ideas and whatnot, but I do want to do this for real. I want to make it look at least like I'm putting more effort into it. So I'll come up with something. We'll see what's going on. Next step, after we're fully legal and everything else, I'm actually going to make a trip out to, is it Camper World, RV World? I don't know. Guess I should figure that out before I drive out there. But yeah, I'm gonna start. I want to go get some diagnostic tests done. I may have mentioned before that I was not happy with the way that the water pump was not working. I really want somebody just to troubleshoot that and let me know what I'm dealing with. If I need to replace a water pump, no big deal. I really want to know what's going on because I have some ideas of some changes I want to make, but I can't mess with the plumbing until I have a working water pump. And the funny thing is even when I bypass the water pump and just hook up straight water from the city hose, I'm still not getting water at the faucets. I don't know what is going on. Knowing me, it's probably some kind of like cutoff valve or something that I'm not aware of and whatnot. Anyways, if you guys know exactly what I'm talking about and you just want to throw it out there, let me know. Hey, idiot. Yeah, let me know in the comments because if this is a simple fix and I don't have to make that drive out there, I would love to. Since I replaced the deep cycle battery and I've had power to all of the 12-volt appliances in the home, I've had no problem turning on the water pump. You turn it on, you hear it running. I've put water in the reservoir, didn't fill the reservoir all the way, but I've had water in the reservoir, I've had the pump running, and just nothing happening. I mean, both faucets, toilet, nothing. So that's a little frustrating. The reason why I want to get the plumbing fixed first is because I'm actually looking at getting rid of my hot water heater. I have a small 5-gallon or 4.5-gallon, I think, hot water heater, and not that that's not big enough or anything else. I've got a different idea about how I want to do the plumbing, and I want to eliminate the hot water heater because I want that space. Your bigger Class C's have usually got, some kind of exterior storage, whether it be, a full, it's not called an attic, it's in the bottom basement. Whether it's a full basement or just a couple of, exterior cubby holes that you can get to from the outside. I don't have any of those because it's such a small Class C. There's no space underneath the flooring for any of those compartments. So I would actually free up a good amount of space getting rid of that hot water heater. And what I want to change to is I want to get a tankless hot water heater that will actually mount on the wall in the shower. And that be the only hot water heater that I have. Now I understand that this is going to affect me at the kitchen sink. But if you refer to the tour video, the kitchen and the bathroom are right in the same space. So theoretically, if I have the hot water heater with the long hose mounted inside the shower stall, if I need hot water at the sink basin, I can simply grab that hose, fire up that hot water heater, and I can have hot water right at the sink. I could literally get hot water straight to a pan on the stove right away, instant hot water, and having hot water at the tap for the sink is really not going to be necessary. In fact, I would like to change out that faucet altogether, maybe put in a slightly larger basin, and just have a small cold water tap connected to a filter just purely for drinking water. That's kind of the thought process that I'm having right now. I'm also thinking about just doing away with the basin in the shower altogether. It's really not going to serve much of a purpose other than like maybe a hand washing sink. But, you know, I can shave in the shower. I can brush my teeth in the shower. I can adjust the temperature of the water directly right there at the hot water heater. So I'm really thinking that with that hot water heater installed, the need for a basin in there is just going to be, you know, one of those things. It's there because traditionally there's a sink in the bathroom. I don't really see that as being a necessity. I may change my mind about this. I'm not a big fan of that little basin. I don't think that it's really very practical at all. And, you know, it's just worthless to me. I think that taking it out when I redo that bathroom would actually be a plus. I think it's something I would never miss. And, you know, it's going to be a much simpler plumbing system. You run one line from the water pump, split it at the bathroom. You have one line going into the hot water heater, one line going into the toilet, and one going to that cold water tap at the sink, and you're done. You're done. You don't have to have two hot water lines splitting off of a separate hot water heater. And, you know, it's, like I said, it's all just a plan at this point, but I think it's practical. I think it'll minimize things a little bit less, simplify things, and like I said, I'll gain a little extra storage space out of it. And with this tiny of a motorhome, every little bit of storage space will come in handy. It will not go to waste. So that being said, the one area that I do have storage space in right now is where my generator would be. This motorhome does not look like it has ever had a generator. The space is there, the compartment is there, but I don't see any pre-existing wiring or anywhere where they ran the exhaust out or the wiring for the electric ignition. Nothing. The electric push start button is inside the cabin, and there is that little hour reader that tells you how many hours you have running on the generator. That gauge is there, totally zeroed out as if it's never been used. So I actually believe this is a unit that was built and sold capable of having a generator, but it's never had one. And I've kind of debated how important it will be to have a generator. To be perfectly honest, you know, I live in Texas, air conditioning is a necessity. If I am camping out somewhere and I don't want to pay for full utilities and have hookups where I'm at, running a generator will come in handy. Plus, there's always that backup of if you need to charge the batteries, it's there. That's what it's there for. Other than that, I don't really plan on using a lot of power. I did shop around on eBay. I found myself a 12 volt TV with the built-in DVD player that's going to work just fine. I do have a small inverter that I can use to charge my laptop. Maybe run the blender. I don't know. I don't plan on having a whole lot of 110 appliances. I'm not going to have a microwave. But, you know, all the same, I don't plan on being very power hungry. The one thing that I do know I will be using is that air conditioner. So even if for no other reason than that, I will probably be installing a generator. I have no idea. I have not really thought it through as to what kind of generator or anything. I don't know the wattage that I'm going to need. I really don't know much of anything at this point. I do know that I could get one that'll run on gas or propane. I probably do want one that was built for an RV that does have a fuel pump and will get its source from the gas tank with the sip stick and all that. Then again, I may not. I may just want something simpler. I don't know. But I do want one that is going to run as quiet as possible and be sufficient so that it's not struggling to perform when I need it to perform. So any suggestions, comments, or whatever else regarding the generator, I completely welcome that. Like I said, I've just barely kind of made the decision in my mind that, you know, I do want a generator, even if for just peace of mind. I do want to have one, and you know, it needs to be practical. That being said, a lot of the other plans that I have, they're not high on the priority list because a lot of that is mostly cosmetic. I've pretty much decided on which Fantastic Fan I want to buy. I have not bought it yet. I really don't see the point. I will buy it, you know, in the next month or so when I'm ready to install it, when I'm closer to actually living in it. The cosmetic stuff, really a lot of it is just brainstorming, shopping online, getting an idea what things are going to cost, working up a budget, and prioritizing what I want to fix first. As far as mechanical, you know, I do need basic maintenance. I want to have the brakes checked. Not that I'm concerned, just want to have it done. I do want to perform a tune-up on it. I do need to get the oil changed. But all basic stuff, nothing major there. And then, of course, before I move into it, closer towards the end of the summer, I will address that awning issue and get that repaired because, you know, I do plan on staying in campgrounds, and I do like being outside, even when it's raining. And for that reason, I'm going to want the canopy. If not this one, I'm going to want another canopy on there. So that's a priority for me. So that'll happen eventually. Shopping around for LED lights. I don't want to keep the existing housings. My head bumps them. They're big, they're gaudy, they're outdated. I really don't think they provide much good lighting to begin with. So looking at different LED light ideas, seen a lot of different ideas online. I kind of like the idea of the recessed lights. If anybody's got those, let me know what you think of them. How hard were they to install? Um, how good is the lighting? Um, pros and cons. That would be interesting to know because they look great. I mean, but I'm a sucker for advertising, so sometimes if something looks really awesome in a picture or online or whatever else, if I don't find any reviews, sometimes I'll just fall for the advertising and buy it. Um, Outside of that, not much to report. I'm really excited to get back to work on all this. I'm really excited to go tomorrow and get the inspection done. I really have no doubts that the vehicle is going to pass inspection. The beautiful thing about it being 30 years old, it's too old to worry about the smog testing, which would be the main concern in a vehicle that old. But they're not going to test the emissions. It's just too old. So that's actually a relief because that'll make it even easier to pass the inspection. But outside of that, I'm completely happy. I thought that there might have been like a timing issue or more of a severe need for a tune-up because at first I still start Jack up every couple days, but at first when he would just sit there idling, there'd be a lot of shaking going on under the hood, and it felt like it really wasn't very stable or consistent. So that was a little concerning at first. Talked to somebody about it. I had a great idea. They were like, you're dealing with some old gas. The vehicle has done a lot of sitting. It hasn't been driven out. That gas has been in the tank for a long time. The octane level has probably dropped significantly. So his recommendation was, put 5 gallons of, Supreme unleaded gas in there and just get it out on the road and see what that does for it. And so, if he suggested 5 gallons, it's not going to hurt to put 10 in, right? So right after I got the tires changed, stopped at the gas station, dropped 10 gallons of super premium or, the highest octane gas they had into the tank, and it was immediate. As soon as I started the truck up to leave that gas station, it was immediately running smoother. It acted like it had just, cleared its throat, and it wasn't struggling. Just a lot of the shaking and everything else, which was nothing severe in the first place. I mean, it was a very moderate. You could just tell she's not completely warmed up, not happy. That was gone. It was good and ready to go. Immediately took it out. It was right and dirty. It was illegal as hell, but I did want to get it up on the freeway and not really rat it out, but just get it up to decent RPMs and just let the motor do what it's built to do. And opened it up a little bit, got it up to 60 miles an hour, and just cruised for a couple miles. And as simple a fix as that was, it's been the smoothest I've ever seen it run. So really, really happy that worked out the way that it did. I still think the tune-up is a good idea. I still think getting the timing checked, carburetor adjusted, all of those little tinkering things done, there's going to be no harm to it. It's still an older vehicle. Older vehicles require maintenance that newer vehicles you can get by without doing for a while. But, especially before I do any real traveling, want to have all of that done. We're already to Memorial Day. Obviously, not going out to the lake this weekend, but 4th of July is right around the corner. I think that would be a good opportunity to maybe head out to one of the area lakes. There's several within an hour and a half drive, and I think it would just be a great opportunity to just test everything out. Hopefully by then, have the water pump issue fixed. Maybe not have the hot water heater installed yet, but at least have running water in there so that it can boondock. You know, it may be hot enough that I have to go somewhere with hookups so that I can run the air conditioner. I'll just have to decide that then. But, you know, at least get out and, you know, spend a night or two in it and just really finally get to use it and enjoy it. I think it would be a good test run. I think it would be a lot of fun. I do have a trip to Oklahoma planned. I do plan on taking the RV for that one. It's just going to be a short day trip. I will probably end up spending the night just so I can, you know, stay in my motorhome. But that trip will be coming, I want to say around the middle of August. Outside of that, it's really all I've got planned for the summer. But you know what? If opportunity presents itself, once we're up and running and everything else, I may be spontaneous and just decide, you know what? I don't have to be at work for 2 days. I'm going somewhere, anywhere. Destination nowhere, right? I mean, that's the whole point of those. So, you know, there may be some other unplanned trips in the future, but we're still where we are. It all starts with tomorrow. So I'm going to get what I need to get done and then check in with you later. Like I said, if all goes well, I may go ahead and get a driving video recorded tomorrow and get that uploaded shortly. So hopefully you won't be waiting as long in between updates anymore. For those of you that have already subscribed, I appreciate your patience. I hope that you're happy to see this. I'm happy to make it. And yeah, we'll be in touch. But for right now, thank you everybody. Happy Memorial Day and goodbye.